Alright, what's up everybody? Joseph here, keepclimbingforever.com. Okay, the final video that I'm going to be doing on this motherfucker. DarkSydePhil, and now I'm going to call him DoneSydePhil because he's done. He released a video a few days ago talking about how he got released from Machinima and stuff like that, which was the partnership program that paid him for whatever views he got on his videos. That was his only stream of income. He went back to Twitch. He's probably going to get income from there just by subscriptions and whatever, and Patreon and whatever. But it's not going to be the same. And he's done. And here's the problem. Here's exactly what I kind of knew that it was going to happen to. I said sometime in 2017, the boy is just going to, he's just going to get shut down, done. Peace. Because, and I posted an article about this on my blog in the description, it's because, and I even mentioned it in the last video, which I'm going to go ahead and unwrap it completely here, is that DSP, the only thing he was doing was video game shit. Okay? It's very similar to what I was doing until this year, until now, which was just my retail job and maybe going to some bowling tournaments. You know what I mean? Those are the only real ways I made money. And this year, you know, I've been getting into the blogging thing and stuff like that. And I got a link from a chick who I went out with, who I'm still friends with, telling me that I should be doing, that I can do freelance work, freelance writing stuff. And I got my first paycheck from doing that today. Or yesterday, rather. Sorry. So, you know, I'm doing other stuff. DSP, he wasn't doing anything else. If I worked from home like DSP was doing, which I highly doubt he's going to be doing now, I mean, we'll see how far Twitch goes with him, and that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. He doesn't do anything cool on Twitch to get himself any kind of notoriety at all. I'm sorry. Like, he has nothing of value. He does nothing of value. So, and that's going to come back to bite him in the ass. So here's what's going to happen, okay? Because DSP didn't have a second or third or fourth or fifth or seventh form of income, whether it be a part-time job. How come he couldn't get a part-time job? His working from home stuff, he could have got a part-time job. Just what I'm doing is just at a retail joint. Easiest thing in the world. He could have used YouTube on his phone to, like, fuck with his videos, whatever, during his lunch breaks or something. And he could even tell shoppers, hey man, I have a YouTube channel. If you want to see this new video game get played, come watch my stream. It'll be hilarious. I have a really funny commentary, which used to, 7 years ago, or even 5 years ago, up until, we'll say, 2014, but not anymore. You know what I mean? So, that's his downfall. And the reason why that is because he didn't have any passions. Here was a guy who, he said, oh, playing video games is my passion. That's great, but do you have a purpose? It's like I said in the article, that's why I that's why I kind of migrated from LPing, in both the content I make as well as the content I watch, gaming stuff. I mean, yeah, I have the Weapon Man playthroughs, but that's me routing for a speedrun when I play that stuff. You know what I mean? And every game that I play that I put on Twitch and YouTube, those are going to be speedruns, and I'm just routing them. You know what I mean? And I really do believe that everyone should get into some kind of competitive gaming. It doesn't have to be an esport, but, you know, speedrunning, tournaments, anything. Anything that makes you feel like you're playing this game for a purpose and not just being casual, like they say. And not just kind of going, oh, okay, well, you know, let's go into this blind. What was DSP's shtick? It was blind LPs. Well, that was great in 2009, 2010 when no one really thought to do blind LPs, and when either LPs were had voiceovers or they were like they were like video walkthroughs almost. But then people caught on, and then that's when live streaming caught on, and now all of a sudden everybody's doing blind LPs. Well, DSP, what he could have done, he could have picked a few games that he liked, like I did. Zelda 2 is my only speedrun so far is Zelda 2. And, and I watched, because I follow RPG Limit Break, and so they were hosting a whole bunch of Final Fantasy IV Paladin percent races. So I said, hey, I like Final Fantasy IV. I think I'd be good at this, So I did a few little practice runs Final Fantasy IV, and you know what? I'll probably speedrun that game as well. You know what I mean? There's plenty of stuff you can do with speedrunning. And DSP, he could have picked a game of his choosing that he liked growing up, and he could have done a speedrun of it, and he could have joined the speedrun community. And not saying speedrun community is perfect, but it's certainly better than DSP's communities than the communities that DSP were in, which were none. So that's his own fault. That's his own thing. He didn't get out of the house. When I work from home, which it's probably gonna come to fruition. I would imagine the final quarter of this year, with as much work as I'm doing with my blog, as well as with freelance writing, as well as me, I'm gonna have to finally put ads on my videos. So expect them to be extremely tame and PG. For those of you who watch me for the off-color things that I said, which is, let's face it, hardly any. Sorry. I'm gonna have to just bend to the will of the masters and sell out. I'm gonna sell out. And that's gonna be a part of my income as well. You know what I mean? That's what working from home is all about. It's from making money from every angle, not just one. And I've known this for about 5 years now. I'm just now finally capitalizing on it because my mind is finally set and it's finally right. And now I'm seeing that working from home is the future. Another thing, which it's another article I have on my blog that DSP failed to do, was be a minimalist. He decided to not even sell his home. What did he do? Did he refinance? I don't remember what he did in 2014 with his Connecticut home. But he moved to Washington State for no reason, and he bought a home there. Would have been much different if you got an apartment. Because apartment, you don't have to pay freaking rent for homeowners insurance. You don't have to pay the homeowning association. There's no property tax when you rent. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of overhead stuff, which for him would be overhead because it's his base of operation for his business. You know what I mean? So, why did he do that? These dumb decisions, these stupid consumerist decisions that DSP has made, and his lavish vacations, I'm sorry, that's what he did was cool vacation, that's fine, you know what I mean? If you have the money to waste on it, great. But when DSP does his little vlog saying, oh, I'm in trouble. So do you really have that kind of money? No, you don't. So don't do that. Don't give in to consumerism. It's my only real opinion you're gonna see on this channel because I don't really want to go crazy on it. But yeah, I'm a big proponent of minimalism, and DSP wasn't, and now it's gonna bite him in the ass. And like I said in my first video, and I think my second one as well, had he been cognizant of the things that he was doing wrong with his content, with the whole Project 7 thing, had he had been aware of of the mistakes he was making when he made those promises to viewers that he was going to do Project 7, even if it was just a Final Fantasy 7 playthrough, which he said it was going to be originally, just by principle alone, that could have saved him. And maybe he'd still be with Machinima. We don't know. But that's just a hunch I have. You know what I mean? And seeing someone like DSP just, not really do much with his content, and seeing other LPers who I have frankly gotten bored of. I used to watch. It's a segue now. I'm sorry. I'm done talking about DSP in general. Best of luck to the guy, although he's gonna really need it. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. God damn. I mean, the only debt I got is student loans, and they just take that from my paycheck. I don't even have to worry. I got auto pay, $20 a month. Big deal. Who cares? But everything else, I don't owe for a car. I don't owe for a house. I have a credit card, but the balance on it's like $900. Big deal. It's like a few paychecks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have much debt. And compared to DSP, how much debt does that motherfucker have? He owes on a fucking house that he's either gonna have to sell, and good luck with that, because the housing markets. Oh, I'm not gonna go into housing markets and how much of a. You know what? No, I'm not even gonna go into that. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm done with DSP. Good. Best of luck to him. I'm not gonna watch any more of his videos because I'm past him, and that's I'm saying that not just about him, but I'm saying that for LPers in general. I've moved on, and maybe that sounds like it's an elitist thing to say, but if I'm gonna watch an LP, it'll be like background noise. You know what I mean? Like I do that with wrestling. I'll put on WWE Network and I'll just like have Raws play like while I'm writing or whatever. And LP is gonna be pretty much similar. And that's hard. It's a hard thing for me to say, because I was watching LPs were one of the reasons I made a YouTube channel. It was the reason, actually. I remember saying to myself, no one's done an LP of Dragon Quest IV. Maybe I should do it. And it came out when I first did it. It was awful. You know what I mean? But whatever. You know what I mean? But still. So why exactly have I gone from like watching LPs to now, or actively watching LPs without it being in the background, to now watching speedruns like closely and critically? Well, everything, all the hobbies that I want, that I do, are things I want to compete in, or not compete in, but things that I want to get better at, like over time. Bowling is something that I always strive to get better at. In fact, I'm like in the process of getting newer equipment, heavier equipment, stuff like that. Because I feel like I can do that now that I'm a little bit stronger than I was back in the day, because I've hit the weights, the gym. That's a perfect example. It's great. It's one thing that I'm like addicted to now. I got into it. I got into serious lifting like 4 or so years ago, and I just never stopped, because when you get under that bar and you have to do 20 squats, and I'll be showing the videos of it. I just have to get them ready. I haven't, and I just haven't had the time or the energy. I've been really, just kind of like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? So, and when I do that, I panic. It's not good. Uh, but when you get onto that bar and you're like, all right, well, I squatted 205 20 times. Now let me see if I can do 210 20 times. Now let me see if I can do 215 20 times. You know what I mean? You get curious about it and you want to improve. That's how it was with speed runs. When I saw, Final Fantasy 9 get speed run at Awesome Games Done Quick 2013, when I saw the VOD of that, I said to myself, wow, and they're explaining it too, and there's commentary. This isn't like 2008 anymore, where it was no commentary and it was a TAS. Holy shit, I think I can do this, and I should do this. It'd be really fun to do. And then I watched Zelda 2, and I'm like, that I can do. I know I can beat that game in an hour and some change. I know I can do it because I'm obsessed with that game. You know what I mean? So it's speedrunning for me has turned old games that I just kind of play through, blah blah whatever, into completely new ones. Like now when I play Final Fantasy 9, I go, oh, is this how they routed it? Let me go back on the notes and see whether that's why I haven't really been playing it that much, because I've been reading and watching how they route the game more than me actually playing it. I'm more interested in reading about the run than physically playing the damn thing. So that's one thing that people can talk as much trash as they want about speedrunning. Uh, I mean, I'm sure there's some crazies in the speedrunning community. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of crazies in the speedrunning community, but that's every community, you know what I mean? But for me, it's allowed me to take my performance in general to whole new levels, and it's allowed me to set goals for myself using my earliest hobby, a hobby earlier than that arrived at the same time bowling did, which is video games. So now it's allowed me one more avenue of challenging myself. You know what I mean? It's like a low risk challenge. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's all I gotta say about DSP. That's my final DSP video, and like a short little thing about LPs versus speed runs. There's more in the article. I suggest you read it. It's awesome. I suggest you read all the articles on my blog because it's amazing, and then follow it, and then be on the lookout for some more stuff from me. And yeah, and now that I'm putting ads on my videos, I'm gonna have to just not be as abrasive or not use colorful language at all. I'm gonna try and keep things real PC. And if people don't like that, then well, that's their prerogative, and I completely understand if you don't want to watch me because I'm gonna be uh, like strictly PG in my commentary and family friendly. So just so I can be marketable, because that's how you got to be marketable somehow, and that's how you do it. You can't appeal to just one audience. You got to appeal to a whole bunch, and that's essentially what I want to do with this channel from now on. And I'm gonna make an opinion channel as well, and that one won't have ads on the videos. And that one I'll just be able to shoot from the hip whatever the hell I want, but not this one. All right, I will catch you guys later, and keep being awesome, and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.